Hi, welcome back to the channel. Imagine this, the US government has piled up a record $37 trillion in debt. Interest payments alone are now higher than defense spending. The dollar has been steadily losing purchasing power, and since 2020, the money supply M2 has exploded. In times like these, what should you do to protect your wealth? Should you buy gold, real estate, or both? Stay tuned, because today we are diving deep into how to navigate one of the most critical financial shifts of our time. Let's start with the big picture. Over the past few years, the US federal deficit has ballooned. At $37 trillion, we are in uncharted territory. To put this into perspective, in just 5 years, the government has added more debt than it did in decades prior. Now, here's the real kicker. The cost of servicing this debt, meaning the interest payments, is now greater than what America spends on national defense. That's a massive red flag because it means more tax dollars are going towards paying interest rather than building infrastructure, funding innovation, or improving public services. And when the government runs out of money, what do? They print. Since 2020, we have seen unprecedented levels of money creation. M2, the broad measure of money supply, has surged globally. This dilutes the value of every dollar in circulation. In other words, the money buys less. That's the very definition of currency debasement. In such a scenario, who wins and who loses? What happens in this environment? Fixed debtors win. If you borrowed money at a low fixed rate, inflation eats away at the real value of what you owe. You are paying back in weaker dollars. Savers lose. Keeping cash in a savings account is like holding a melting ice cube. The interest you earn really outpaces inflation. Renters lose. As hard assets rise in value, rents typically follow. Renters feel the pinch, while landlords benefit. That is why it's so important to shift our mindset from being a saver to being an owner of productive, tangible, hard assets. Hard assets in focus: gold versus real estate. Let's now look at the two main contenders, gold and real estate. Both are hard assets, but they play different roles in a portfolio. Gold. Gold has been the ultimate store of value for thousands of years. It doesn't rely on a government or a central bank. Historically, gold performs very well during times of high debt, currency debasement, or financial instability. It's liquid. You can sell it anywhere in the world, and everywhere people recognize it's gold. It's been there for thousands of years. But downsides? Gold doesn't generate cash flow. It just sits there. People call it a dumb rock. It's more of an insurance policy than a wealth builder. Whereas real estate, on the other hand, is both a hedge and cash flow asset. If you buy property with a fixed rate mortgage, inflation works in your favor. Your debt stays the same, but rents and property values typically rise over time. Real estate also provides utility. People need a place to live. Businesses need space to operate. But downsides, it's less liquid. You can't sell a house overnight. It also comes with management headaches, tenants, repairs, taxes, and so on. So here's the distinction. Gold protects wealth, real estate builds wealth. Which one makes sense for you? Now, let's tie this back to your personal situation. If you are a conservative investor worried about systemic risks, or you simply want insurance against the dollar losing its value, gold should be part of your portfolio. It's the ultimate hedge. If you are younger, have stable income, and want to grow your wealth over the long term, real estate might be the better play. You can lock in a low-rate fixed debt, let inflation work for you, and generate ongoing rental income. And honestly, for most people, a mix of both makes the most sense. Gold for stability and insurance, real estate for growth and cash flow. Diversification is your best friend in uncertain times. Remember, the wealthy don't rely on just one asset. They spread their bets across different categories of hard assets. So, where does this leave us? We are living through a time of historic debt, money printing, and weakening currency. In this environment, cash is no longer the king. Hard assets are. Gold protects your purchasing power. Real estate allows you to grow wealth while letting inflation pay off your debt. Together, they form a powerful defense against currency debasement. If you are a saver sitting in cash, ask yourself, do I want to watch my money lose value year over year? Do I want to own assets that rise when the dollar falls? The choice is clear. Protect yourself, position yourself, and remember, in times of crisis, opportunity always emerges. People who prepare now will be the ones to thrive in tomorrow. If you find this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more financial insights, and drop a comment below. Do you prefer gold, real estate, or both? I'd love to hear your strategy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.